This is TWiT.
Chasing that rare DX, we've got a big one coming up. Don talked about it earlier. Baker Howland is coming up real soon here. And so I have with us Don Greenbaum N1DG. Now, he was licensed back in 1962. What was your call sign then?
WN2DND.
And you were 11 years old. I can't even imagine at 11. That's probably one of the younger licensees I've ever heard of.
Or the oldest ham you've heard of.
Did you have a dad or a grandpa or somebody who was a ham?
My dad was WA2UDV, and my brother and sister were both licensed.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, Don has also got 359 DXCC entities and 3,085 on the challenge. And I just want you to know, Don, you just scared Jerry because he's at 3,090. So you're nipping at his heels. So now he's really worried because I know 6 meters has really had some good openings on the East Coast. So he's worried you're going to pass him up. So he's going to get to work this weekend. We're going to be in that June VHF contest. How about you?
Absolutely.
All right.
And congratulations on marrying my DP8ORK teammate, Jerry.
Jerry says thank you. Those two, you and Jerry, were on a DXpedition together, and that was the Victor Papa 8 ORK, right? Is that the call sign? Yeah, that was before I was DXing, and I think we have a shot of you on South Orkney. But you've been on quite a few DXpeditions. South Orkney, Midway, Bhutan. We're all DXpeditions of the year. You've also operated from the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Mozambique, Wake, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Israel, and Singapore. That's a lot. So let's talk about Baker Howland. I know you got that coming up real quick here. And let's kind of get into a little bit of the history that those students, I think Victor was just showing those students there. There's a lot of history to this island, right, Don?
In the 1930s, they took some students from Hawaii to set up an attempt to colonize or inhabit both Baker and Howland Islands. It didn't last that long because, as you can see, there are no trees or shelter. And World War II came, so it was short-lived. But during the war, it was a Coast Guard base. It's also very historical because in the late 1930s, Amelia Earhart left Papua New Guinea, and she was headed for Howland Island with Baker Island, which had a landing strip, as the backup. And unfortunately, as we all know, she never made it to either Baker or Howland. So we're commemorating this DXpedition in her memory.
Well, it's the 81st anniversary coming up, I think July 2nd or something like that, right?
That is correct.
So a lot of history, and that's pretty cool that you guys are going there right at this time. Now, I know you're one of the co-organizers with Kevin, Kilo 6 Tango Delta, and Tom, November 4 X-Ray Papa. But I noticed Tom, he's not on the on-island team list. He's helping to organize it, but he's not going?
He was on the team, and unfortunately, because of a medical issue, he had to bow out. But he's very much involved, and we talk almost daily with coordinating everything from shipping to band plans. So he's still very much involved.
Well, okay, this is number 5 on the most wanted list, so this is up there. I need it as an all-time new one. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there do as well. So when are you guys leaving? What, and how are you getting to Baker?
So some of us fly through Hawaii to Pongo Pongo. I'm flying via Fiji, and we're all meeting on the 19th of June. We board the Naya, which is our charter vessel, and it's a 6-day cruise, which puts us at Baker Island on the 26th of June. We anticipate 1.5 days setup, which means on about 0000 UTC on the 28th of June, we should be on the air with 8 stations. We'll be operating for 10 days, and then we take a 6-day cruise to Fiji, where we'll all depart for our homes, which means most of us will be away from home for a month.
A month. That's a long time.
A long time.
And you're going to be on all modes, and I see you're also going to be on FT8 as well, right?
We worked with Joe Taylor on trying to increase the amount of cues you can make in this new digital mode. We have the ability to have 5 QSOs simultaneously. We worked with Joe for the last 6 months, testing and beta testing, and we believe it will serve 2 functions. Marginal bands that do not support CW and sideband, our 2 primary modes. We'll use FT8. And of course, we're arriving at the height of the E season on 6. So we'll be doing a lot of FT8 and using WSJTX as a beacon on 6. But most of our focus is all-time new ones. We will be on 20 meters with stations around the clock, and we'll branch out on the other bands from there.
So you're on basically 6 through 160, correct?
Including 60 meters, correct.
And just for you people out there, at the end, I'm going to show you their website. They've got a really good how-to on there for doing FT8, on how to do the FT8 operations and set that up and make sure you get like a dimensions 4 on your system and make sure your time synced and all that. But so I know when it came to equipment, I think I have a couple of equipment photos. Victor just showed one. And then you don't really talk a lot about your radios and your antennas because it said to be whatever, to be shown at a later date. So what antennas are you going to be using and what kind of radios?
Well, Elecraft has given us 8 stations of K3S transceivers, KPA 500s. One of our team members is bringing his brand new KPA 1500. DX Engineering has been great. Tim has given us coax, filters, connectors, masks, guy wires, you name it. We sent him a huge shopping list, and all he did was ask for the address. So thanks, Tim. Additionally, since we're an all vertical DXpedition because of our permit, Stepper gave us IRs, big IRs, and AA7JV built a special vertical for 160 meters. Bob Heil gave us Pro 7s, so we're looking forward to using them.
Now I see Glenn Johnson there donated a sat phone. I don't know if you need another one, but Don, if you want, we've got a sat phone. We also have our InReach. These are great. I don't know if you want to borrow these. We'll, Jerry and I'll ship them off to you if you guys want to take our sat phone and our InReach. This is great. You can do the APRS thing with this too.
We have 2 InReaches and we have 2 sat phones.
Are you going to be doing APRS so we can follow you along?
Yes, and on our website, we'll be putting up a link as we depart so you can follow us across the ocean. And
also, I have if you want to show slide 16, it's number 5, so it is going to be very difficult to get through, especially at first, and so you should really go to the website here and go through how to get in the log. And basically, they have a best practices guideline right here, and you really need to follow this. For those of you just starting off DXing, when you listen to some of these phone pileups especially, they're out of control. They'll ask for a Kilo Tango 2 and Alpha Bravo 7 will come back to the call. It's just, please try and be orderly and it makes things go so much faster. These guys are all good. They can do 250 an hour if a good rate, if everybody's behaved out there. And when you get all this other stuff going on, it cuts their QSO rate in half, right? I mean, it's kind of frustrating to listen from our end. I can't imagine how you guys hear it on your end, but really the more orderly everybody is, the faster you guys can go, right?
The key words are listen, listen, listen. Listen to the pileup. You'll see a hole. You'll understand that some operators like to tune up the band and down the band, and others just hang on the edges. And the people that are on this team have all been all over the world. We can put you in the log, so just be patient. We'll get to you.
And listen, like he said, if they're asking for a Kilo Bravo 2 and you're not a Kilo Bravo 2, don't go back. Don't respond, just wait for your turn.
That's right.
We all would appreciate it. And there's 15 ops, lots of radios, lots of bands. You're going to get a lot of opportunity to get in the log. So, and remember, listening to you, we hear you give your call sign when you're not following the rules. You know what I mean? So the whole world listens. So try and do good practices. The DX Code of Conduct is a really good thing to follow, especially when it comes to these rare ones. And speaking of which, now, how are you going to do QSLing? Is that going to be OQRS? Is it going to be uploaded on Club Log daily, weekly? How are you going to do that? We
hope we have a BGAN satellite link. We hope to upload the logs every 12 hours. We will turn OQRS on Club Log when we get back and we've made sure all the queues are on Club Log. So it's a 6-day voyage back after we QRT. We expect to turn on OQRS shortly thereafter. And as you apply for an OQRS QSL, we'll also do an LOTW upload. And the Dateline DX Association, historically, all donors before we go will have an LOTW upload also when I get home.
So do you guys hear that? Go on the website if you want to. If you know you're going to donate anyway, donate before the DXpedition, because that's when they need the money. They need the money now, not when they get back. After, they have to pay for everything as they go, the boat, the fuel, all that stuff. So if you donate now, you're automatically going to get the LOTW update. So go to the website and you can hit the donate. You're going to do it anyway. You're going to get through. Might as well do it now. And we always like to do our donations beforehand. But some of you want to make sure you have the contacts, and OQRS is great too. And for those of you who don't know, you just go into Club Log, and you can go into the log check, put in their call sign, Kilo Hotel 1 / Kilo Hotel 7 Zulu, and then it'll ask you to put your call sign in, and it'll show you all the places you worked them, and then right from there you can go into a little shopping cart and click all the bands you want confirmed, and you can do it that way as well. And OQRS usually doesn't come up, till like a week after you get back, something like that?
That's correct.
You're going to pull the trigger? Okay.
We'll pull the trigger.
All right, so after this one, how many DXpeditions is that going to make for you, Don?
This is number 15.
15. And I don't know if I mentioned at the top of the hour, but in 2005, Don was inducted into the CQ DX Hall of Fame. And that could be one of the reasons why. 15 DXpeditions, that's a lot. And Godspeed. Have a great DXpedition. Hope everybody stays safe. And I hope to get you on like 27 bands.
Band slot. Thank you. Well,
that's what I meant.
I hope operator on at least 20 of them.
Well, we got those new really low ones now. No. Great. Thank you guys, and appreciate you showing up tonight. I know you're busy because you're going to be leaving in less than 2 weeks.
In a week.
A week.
So
good luck, everybody, and say hi to the team. And I know Jerry wishes he was going. He's really wishes he was going to this, but appreciate it, Don, and you take care. Thank you again.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good night.